Hey everyone, I have just gone live a couple of minutes early just for my own peace of mind. Let me know if you can hear me, let me know if you can see me. I've got my screen set up over there where I can see the chat, although I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'll be squinting a little bit. Hi, Kasha. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for supporting me here in the stream. It's like, oh, it makes me a bit less nervous. And thank you, everyone who's already here. I'm really excited to see so many of you. Ah, you can see and hear me. That is great. That is great. Okay, we're still a couple minutes before 3, so I won't start officially until then, but I just want to say hi. Thank you so much for joining. Look, I'm wearing my Wanderlust Live apron again. I always forget to put on my apron, and I have paint on all my clothes. I don't know if you can relate. I am super excited. Oh, good morning if it's morning where you are. Let us know where you are watching from. I hope you're all ready with your art supplies and stuff. If you have checked in but don't know what this session is about, you can read the description, and there's also a link in the description where you can go to the Everything Art website, and that has a downloadable supply list and things like that. So if you kind of want to know, want to have a little printable list, then you can find that there. But I will also just have a little talk through all the things that I've got here on my desk. When I get into the practical portion of this, I will switch the camera so that you can see my desk area nice and big. But for now, whilst I'm having a chat with you, I'll use this camera. Right. 2 windows open, says Tammy, which is great. Very good use there of the old internet space. Oh, cool. Seeing people from the USA. Very good. You're all in the morning. Thanks, Amy, for sharing the link to the supply lists and stuff. That's super helpful. Cool. Wow, 7 a.m. Janine from Arizona. That's dedication. Very good. And lots of UK people. That's really cool to see. Some other European people from Germany. What else can I see? Oh, some Canadians as well. Welcome, everyone. Netherlands, very important, of course. Hoi. Okay, so welcome to my Wanderlust live stream, everyone. I'm super excited that you're here. Obviously, we're enjoying this Wanderlust live weekend with all these live streams and pre-recorded videos and just kind of hanging out and making art, and I think is super inspiring. Just to let you know that obviously if you just found this video through, or this live stream through my channel, this is part of a whole kind of live stream live event, and you can sign up, which it's all free. We're running this live weekend with lots and lots of content, lots of kind of things to keep you creative and creating together. You can find the link in the description of the video. So just in case, you know, you want to dig into all the other goodness that we've got planned for you, and the stuff from yesterday as well, because you can catch up as well. So it's so good to see you all in the chat. It's really exciting. Okay, so let's get into it. So in this live stream, I'm going to be showing you how to create your own unique collage papers, because I always find that using your own papers is really meaningful when you're doing your art journaling or your art making. And I also find that creating my own collage papers is a really good little creative exercise in and of itself, because it's not as it doesn't have as much pressure attached to it as sitting down and going oh, I'm gonna make art. It's just a casual activity where you're playing with paint, playing with your supplies and stuff like that. And then at the end of it, you also have some stuff that you can use to use in the rest of your art, and it will be extra meaningful because you created it yourself. So I feel like it's win-win-win from all sides. So let me just, before I get into the practical portion, and I will switch my camera so that you can watch my desk area, just want to let you know a little bit about Wanderlust, which is obviously what we want to let you know about. Wanderlust is a mixed media art journaling course with 49 weekly videos, and because you're all part of this live weekend right now, it is on sale at $99 US. That's the early bird rate, and it's only available for like the first 2,000 people who sign up. So if you know, during, after, or before watching this stream, you think, wow, I really like the idea of a year long of art making, kind of, you know, guided by teachers with lots of inspiration, lots of support, lots of kind of hand holding as well, because I think that's really important, then please, you can find the link in the description of the video, and I think Amy will also share the link in the chat for you. So, oh yeah, if you use my link, then you support me, which is really cool, and I really appreciate it. But in any case, let's get into the art making. I hope you're all ready. Let me just switch my view around. Okay, there we go. Now you should be seeing my desk area. So I want to just show you quickly some of the things that that I've done before. So one of the things that I like doing is, like, you can just like make little paint marks on pieces of paper. So that's something that I've done, or like when you're doing swatching of like a new art supply that you've bought, that can become collage papers as well. And then these are the types of collage papers that I want to show you how to make in this session. So we're talking about like some acrylic paints, brayering. We're obviously going to be using our jelly plates, not our belly plates. That's a different thing. Is it a different thing? I don't know. And mark making, we're gonna like be splashing around with some water, stuff like that. And also, as you can see from these examples, I like working on lots of different types of papers. This one specific thing that I will say when it comes to these collage papers is that I really like using very thin paper, because obviously once you're done with this and then you want to incorporate it into other art, it's really nice if it's super thin, because then you can like paste it down with gel medium or like a glue stick, and it will really integrate into your existing artwork, and I think that's very exciting. So let me show you some of the supplies that I have got here. I have got, for the papers that I'm going to be using, I have got some book pages. I especially love vintage books, because the pages are very kind of like thin and nice, and it's nice to print on things or to make collage papers with papers that already have some writing or text on them, because it just like it just looks really aesthetically pleasing. And another thing that comes under the same category would be music paper, because it's just like, it always just looks really nice. What I also like actually is, for example, these music papers have text in Dutch. I do apologize for any noise. I live in a very noisy central London inner city place. These pages have got like a different language on them. So this is Dutch, that's got French on it. Then I've got these are in English. So it's quite fun to like get some other kind of languages and stuff in your collage materials. And then I've also got things like papers from exercise books, so square paper. Yeah, I want to address, sorry, somebody saying that that my camera is not quite in focus. I'm really sorry. This is as good as this camera gets. It cannot focus. If everything was here, it would be in focus, unfortunately. But with the setup that I have, it just is what it is, and hopefully you'll still be able to kind of get the broad overview of what I'm showing you, but you might not be able to read the text on these papers. So I've got some papers that are like exercise book papers, so square paper, lined paper. Then I've just got, you know, your bog standard printer paper, because that's also really nice and thin. And I also found this little paper bag that I thought would be fun to do something with. So those are the types of papers that I am going to be using. Okay, I'm just gonna put this to the side. Let's have a quick look through these supplies as well. So the main star of the show here is going to be my little jelly plate, which I'm very excited about. I'm not a huge user of the jelly plate. Some people they do amazing artwork with a jelly plate, whereas for me it's much more about like another mark making tool in my arsenal, and I feel like it's really great for making these kind of collage papers and stuff. So little jelly plate, or you can use a bigger one, it doesn't really matter. What else? So the various papers that I've already shown you. A brayer, very important for use with the jelly plate, but also just fun to brayer on anything for some texture. I've got some acrylic paints. I just grabbed a couple and white, but you can use anything that you like and all the colors that you like. And actually, I realized I didn't grab this, but I also want to use this one. I want to use my my neon pink one. And I've got Stabilo Woodies. I'm very excited about these. I was experimenting a while back and I came across a little technique how you can use the Stabilo Woodies together with your jelly plate. So I'm very excited about showing that to you. And then you can use, with your jelly plate, you can use stamps and other things to imprint. So I've got pieces of string. I've got like a couple of like round shapes that I can push into the jelly plate. And I also found this, which is like, it's a little pot, but it's got elastic bands wrapped around it. And I thought it might be really fun to like roll this on the jelly plate and just see where I go. You know, like you can find inspiration in so many different places. And then finally, you can use any other supplies. So I also grabbed my watercolors. I grabbed some colored pencils. I grabbed some pens, and I grabbed some ink. It's just, you know, like when you're making collage papers, you just want to get into your creative process and you want to grab for anything that you want, and the sky's the limit and there are no rules, so anything. Let me have a quick look at the chat and see what you are all saying. Okay. Oh, Christina Bonfire Art is here. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Oh, where do I get the music paper from? Okay, so that's a good question. You tend to find those in, you can find them in secondhand shops. You know, like so like what are they called? Like thrift stores, I guess, if you're in the US, or like secondhand bookshops. And I got the ones that I got sent to me by someone at some point, so that was very kind and very helpful. Right. Library book giveaway, estate garage sales, boot sales, and thrift/charity stores. Yes, those are really great tips. Thank you so much, Isabel. And eBay, yes, thank you, Bedsit Diary. eBay has a lot of music and vintage papers as well. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole that you could go down. Let's see. Oh, hymn sheets from church. That's great. And I also know that a lot of people do Bible journaling as well, where they like get an old Bible and like journal on like pages of scripture, I guess. So all great suggestions. All right. Okay, so that's a great question, Delina, asking, should all the materials be water soluble, or will oil pastels mixed in work too? So that really depends on how you want to be using your collage materials. So if you have something that's water soluble, then you can just like put paint on top, you can put glue on top, you can put anything on top. If you are using something that's oil based, then you're going to struggle a bit more putting things on top, because things might not stick so well. Like if you were to glue something down that has let's say oil pastel or wax pastel on top, it might just you know, like it might just not stick very well. So it's something to experiment with, but personally I think there are no rules, and I will just mix anything. So you know, that's my attitude. But like, you just have to be willing to accept that, you know, something might peel off or something might not stick or that kind of thing. But if you're willing to, you know, accept those terms, then, you know, you can do anything. Let's have a look. So I'm gonna just have a start with my, you know, I don't clean my jelly plate. I'm sorry. Maybe that offends some people, but I just like, I don't. But then it also becomes really nice and yummy for the next session, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Let's have a look. Dictionary pages. Oh, that's such a great idea. Oh, I love all your ideas in the chat. Thank you. Just keep them coming. Oh yes. Adriana is saying an idea for a substitute for a gel plate is yes, I did want to address that actually. So if you don't have a gel plate and you don't have a homemade one, what you can also do is you can take a like a plastic folder protector and you can just paint on that, because basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to print onto paper stuff like your media, so your paints and stuff, and what you want is for them to not dry instantly. So you can use something paper would be a bit too porous, like you can like paint on paper, but then if you try and make a print on it, it might, you know, it might not make a very good print. But if you have something like plasticky like this, or like packaging material, you know, things that food came in, like just those kind of loads of plastic packaging, right, from food. So you could use that. You could use cling film as well. You could even like just like with some washi tape put some cling film down and then just use that, and then press things down on it. Okay, let's make a start. I've been doing a lot of talking, so I'm just going to in a very non-systematic way, I'm gonna just start grabbing what is in front of me and then just make some prints of it, and just, I don't know, just get into it. Like, keep it really simple. And when you've put some paint onto your jelly plate, you can pull a couple of prints from it, and sometimes actually the second or the third print is more interesting because then there's less paint there to pull off. One of the things that I really like is actually torn edges on paper, so I'm just tearing them up. I'm going to no, let's leave that for in a few minutes when we're a bit more adventurous. Let's just stick with some of the paint and brayer some of this paint on. And so if you're working along at the moment as well and making your own collage papers, just, you know, start pulling some prints. Start doing some mark making. Pick your colors. Don't have to use the same thing as I'm using. I'm gonna get so distracted reading the chat because it's so interesting. Ziploc bags, great idea. Hi Jackie, so nice to see you. Thank you all for joining. Plastic, yes. Awesome. Okay, so where are my book pages? I want some of those nice yummy book pages. And so when I'm pulling these prints and I'm getting these pieces of paper, I'm not done with these. I'm just like working on lots of different things at the same time. And I'm not precious about it. I'm just kind of, you know, I don't have a goal except for to have fun with my art supplies, and at the end of it to end up with some nice paper. So you don't have to use the jelly plate the whole time. You can also just do some mark making with your pencils, with a pen. I love like a kind of like a scratchy black ballpoint pen. I like to use my non-dominant hand, because my non-dominant hand is not so attached to my thinky brain. So I get much more random marks, and I don't get so precious about like making a line perfect. See, love this. Like, oh my god, I love this. So simple. And yeah, I like just not thinking too much when it comes to a session like this. I just that's also why I would definitely advocate for grabbing some supplies. You don't have to grab all your supplies, but just, you know, and you don't have to be worried about you know, oh well, what if I also want to use something else? Well, if you also want to use something else, then you're completely free to grab it. But if you start out with just a few curated, selected art supplies, then you can just grab without having to think too much. And I'm always interested in ways of thinking less, because thinking stands in the way of my art so much. Let's have a look. Oh yes, April, that's such a great idea. I do this too. So using your paper as paint palettes, so that when you're done, you have a really nice piece of collage paper. I also like to use paper as a way of protecting your surface. So like, you know, I've got this wonderful piece of cardboard that that's just got loads of paint on it, and it's I don't know if I'm ever going to use this for anything else, but it just looks great. So yeah, wonderful. Okay, so this one looks nice. Let's go back to the jelly plate for a second. My jelly plate is so dirty, so let me do a let me see if I can like pull a print off of this and clean it up a bit actually. Put a fairly, oh, that's probably too much. But put a thick coat on there. And then I'm gonna just try and pull a print to really get all of those yummy textures that are underneath from like the previous pulls I did, and then also from like my previous session. Let's put this one on there. And when your thing is on your jelly plate, you can also use your brayer to like brayer it a bit more. And look, the paints are kind of mixing. You get lots and lots of nice results. Oh, thanks for the reminder to drink. So important. Right, this did not have the effect that I was hoping for. It did not pull everything off. I think I need some sturdier paper for that actually. This is like the most unimaginative print. It's just white. Let's see, what have I got? Oh, where's my printer paper? Let's see, because that will be a bit more robust. So let's try and do this. And some of the book paper actually came onto the jelly plate, so that's interesting. Let's see. Ooh, Joan has a great idea. She uses her brown craft paper on the table that has got paint on it as gift wrap. Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. What medium is the white? Oh, that's literally just white acrylic paint, so heavy body acrylic paint. I think it's Amsterdam. That's the brand. But yeah, no, you always gotta... I buy that stuff so often. It's the thing that I have to like buy most often because I actually run out of it, which makes me very proud. Okay, look, this one. This is the result I was looking for. Look at that. All of these old layers of paint have come off, and my jelly plate looks a bit clearer now. Okay, cool. So, let me show you the thing that I was talking about earlier. So I said that I stumbled upon a fun little technique with the jelly plate and the Stabilo woodies. So it doesn't have to be Stabilo woodies, it can be any water soluble like crayon or I guess pencil could work as well. I like the crayons because they're a bit more like soft, so it works really easily. And then what I like to do is I like to take some spray water, but it doesn't have to be spray. You could just like dip a brush in water and put it onto your jelly plate. Now I've got a bit of misting of water that is beading on the jelly plate, and then I'm going to take my my what do you call it? My Stabilo woody. Doing stuff and talking at the same time is so hard. And I'm just gonna like make some marks like this into the water and put some paper on top, like very lightly, and then you get this amazing, you just don't know what you're gonna get, but it's just amazing. I love it. I hope you'll agree. I'm so, like, I find this so exciting. Who's with me? Let me have a quick little look at the... Yes, leaving the dirty gel plate overnight to clean it. That's a great idea. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, Tamara. Tamara's here. Thank you for coming. Oh, yeah, Amy, that's such a good idea. That's such a good point. Like, that having a play session like this, which is practical as well, because I often, like, I find it really difficult to do things that don't also have a practical application. I know, like, I call myself an artist, but, like, really, I like things to be practical. But doing this makes you become way more comfortable with your art supplies and like how they react and what they do. And also what I think is important as well is that like we are all in different locations, and the way that your local climate affects your art supplies and how they work, it shouldn't be ignored, because it can really make a big difference. And you see people like demonstrating things, and then you're like, yeah, but it doesn't work like that for me. And that's valid, because that is actually true. It might not work the same way for you, because the humidity might be different, the temperature might be different, you know, lots of different things will affect it. And so getting to know your own art supplies and kind of building up your own knowledge of how they work and how they work for you and how you like to use them, I think is really important. And you know, that's what we're doing whenever we're just like playing with our art supplies. So here I've got some of this pink one, put it onto this one. See, I'm loving this. Is anybody doing this? Is anybody doing the water and water-soluble crayon on jelly plate? I want to know. I want to know whether you've done it before or whether this is new to you, and whether you're as excited as I am. Okay. Rachel is saying scribble on the gel plate first and then spray with water. That's really cool as well. So the opposite of what I am demoing. Tanya is here. Hi Tanya. Thanks for dropping in. Tanya is also on Wanderlust and is an amazing artist. So, you know, check out her stream as well and her lessons. Okay, so I'm going to do what Rachel... Okay. I'm hoping that it will be back very soon. Okay. I can see myself again. I think there's about a 6-second delay. So hopefully this is all back and you can see me again. Thanks so much for letting me know, by the way. It's really good to have that live feedback so that I can sort it out as soon as possible. I don't know why it happened, but we're back. Okay. So let's... Okay, cool. Good to know that I am actually back. Okay. Okay, cool. Ellie is making lots of notes. I love it. Awesome. Oh. Oh yeah, Delina is saying she made a big pile of gel prints and then can't figure out what to do with them now. That is literally my issue. It's one of the reasons I have like a love-hate relationship with with my gel plate, because I'm like, yeah, okay, this is all cool, but like now what? So of course collage papers, but what's also nice is if you have like especially if you've got a bigger jelly plate and you have got big pages with gel prints on them, you can bind them into a journal. And I do love making journals. And I love journals that are very kind of personal and that already have things on the pages. So I like junk journals where I bind things that I have found, like leaflets and you know, book pages and stuff like that. But also just your own art. I have bound lots and lots of my own art that isn't necessarily a fully fledged art piece, but just like, you know, stuff that I made, backgrounds, experiments, whatever, bind them into a junk journal, or just make a whole journal out of your jelly prints, and that will also be so nice, because then when you go and work in it, you won't have blank page fear, because there will not be any blank pages. So what I want to do now is I want to use a little bit of that didn't I say I've got a couple of like mark making jelly printing things. Let's see what happens here. So this is acrylic paint, some water, and then now I'm just stamping into it with this with these elastic bands. Ooh, I like this one. I really love that texture of the water. So like when you do the print of just the acrylic paint, it's quite like cloudy, textured-y, as in like a texture, like a brayer texture. Whereas when you add a little bit of water, you get these kind of watery, splashy textures, and I really like that. It's like the difference between something that feels a bit more solid and something that feels a bit more ethereal. I'm just like having a little stock take of my paper so far. Interesting. I like this is probably my least favorite. Ugh, let's get rid of it. I really like this one. I do really like these ones, the ones that I made at the start, and then I did some mark making on top of them. Okay, let's have another little experiment. So my next experiment is going to be watercolor. Just going to grab myself a big brush and dip it into my watercolors, and then just do a bit of this and see what happens. How about that music paper? Let's get a little bit of that out and go there. I love how you're all giving each other tips and stuff. Ooh, this is very nice. Look at that. It looks so nice and dirty. Love it. Okay, okay. Is that just interesting? Is that the paint? Is that watercolor? This is Daniel Smith Lunar Black, which is one of my favorites. Or is it just the technique? Let's try this. My desk is so busy. I don't have any space. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do, let's try a radically different color. So let's try this turquoise and see if the result is similar, or if that was just that. So let's use the same paper. No, I definitely think it's the texture of it is definitely a thing with this, with the watercolors. So that's very exciting. I like this. Okay, cool. Discoveries. Right, let me just read. Yeah. Ooh, envelopes as pockets. That is a great idea as well. I also like in order to make things really like meaningful, sometimes when I get sent things like postcards or like birthday cards, things like that, I bind those into junk journals because then they become part of this precious living thing, as opposed to just living in a box or being thrown away if you feel like, oh, I can't keep hold of the, you know, all the things that you get sent over the years and stuff. Annette says that she used some leaves. That's a very nice idea. And also with autumn coming up, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to have lots and lots of leaves. Although I'm not ready for autumn. I want more summer. Okay, let's... Oh, I haven't used this red paint yet. So let's do a little bit of printing with this red paint. And maybe a little bit more stamping into the paint. I have that little round lid that I might want to do something with, so let's have a look. Where is the lid? There it is. Love circles. There we go. Okay, that's kind of nice. maybe do a tiny bit more of a roll of these. Ooh, cool. Very different now that it's really got paint on it. Okay. And another... Where are my book pages at? There we go. Book page. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. And then just gonna do a little bit. Oh yeah, this is the one I didn't like, so I'm not precious about it. If at any point you've got a piece of collage paper or whatever and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so nice, I like it, just like put it aside so you don't work on top of it anymore, and then, you know, then you've got it. Oh, I'm blocking the chat. I can't read the chat. Okay. Leaves and flowers make great images on a gel plate. Yes, they do. Also, like, because you get really that kind of intricate, the intricate textures of, like, plant materials. Really, really cool. Oh, yes, and maps. That's another good one. I do love maps. Also for binding into, junk journals, maps are great. What am I doing? I just had an idea. Oh yes, I have a piece of string. I want to use this piece of string. Okay. I've used this to print the red onto, so let's go in with a little bit of this blue, and then I'm going to use the piece of string to create a little bit of interesting texture. How about, like, I leave the string on here? It's not acting the way I want it to. Okay, like this. And then like this. Ooh. And then the ghost print's gonna be good. I can already tell. Where are we gonna put this? Maybe on this one. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. All right, well, how are we for time? Okay, it's 3:37, so we'll go on for another 15-20 minutes or so. How are you all doing? Are you making some art? Are you drinking your water or your coffee or your tea? Let's have a look. Okay, cool. And the stream is still working, so that's good. Technical stuff is, you know, my worst nightmare. Okay, let's go. Let's do some mark making. So I'm gonna just, yeah, I'm putting the I don't even know what I did with my jelly plate now. Yeah, I put it aside. I'm gonna do a bit more mark making. So if you know my work, then you'll know that I love doing faces and stuff. But when I'm doing a session like this, I might just leave that, you know, I might leave that completely out of it. Like, this is not about making art. This is about kind of just connecting with creativity. And I love these types of sessions, and I actually, like, admittedly don't make as much time for them as I would like to, but I think they're actually really important. They're a really important part of the creative process. Because when we play, we discover a lot. Oh, I'm so glad. Shamelessly Creative says, thank you so much for doing this class. I had a jelly plate but kept not using it. Now I got it out and I'm making prints. That's excellent. I really like it. I do love enabling. And also sometimes I feel like sometimes you just need to do stuff together. It's like, it's too intimidating or scary to do stuff by yourself. And then just doing it together is an excellent thing to do, because then we can do things. I'm being very eloquent because I'm trying to, like, do talking and painting at the same time. Nice. Okay. Oh, I just got some paint on my desk, but that's fine because I can just literally use my desk as a printing plate. Collage papers are great for also like geometric shapes. Like, do not underestimate geometric shapes. They are easy. Everybody knows what they're like, and they're very effective. And then also just like repetitive patterns. I do love to do just like this kind of just stripes, and then either activate or don't activate, spray, don't spray. I don't clean my brushes. I mean, I do clean my brushes at the end of a session, usually. Don't come for me. But I don't tend to clean my brushes whilst I'm going. So you get a lot of kind of happy contamination that way. So I like that. Let's have a little look at the chat. Oh, Kimberly says she was afraid to open the package until now. Oh, I'm really, really, really happy to hear that. That, you know, like, that we're just enabling each other. Yeah, and doing little art when you don't have time for big art. I have very little time for big art, to be perfectly honest, and I'm also too scared to do big art. So, you know, little art is where it's at for me. Let's see, a bit of yellow here. I want to go back to my jelly plate because I feel like that's what I want to do, and because I want to do my Stabilo all thing with the water. That is just, I find that a really satisfying technique, and I could just like do it for hours. Like, what about this? Just a bit of swirly swirly, and there we go. I find this so satisfying. I surprise myself with how satisfying I find this. I could do it for hours. Alright, some of this paper. And if you do Happy Mail, like if you send your creative friends Happy Mail packages, you know, like collected papers, collage materials, jelly prints, you could, you know, put these in your Happy Mail. Happy contamination. Oh, that's funny. I already forgot that I said that, and now you're saying it back to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did say that. Okay. What about this color? And I also feel like with this jelly plate getting a bit kind of stuff on the background again, it's gonna be time for another you know, taking a big print to get everything off in a minute. Here, this is so nice. You just don't know what you're gonna get when you're playing with water, which is very exciting. Also, what I like about the jelly plate is that whatever you, or at least in my climate, and this is not the driest climate, so whenever you print something on it, like it all, because you're working with very thin layers, everything dries really quickly, so you can just like keep moving on. And that is one of the things that I do really like when it comes to a session like this. I don't want to get stuck in waiting, because when I'm waiting, I start thinking, and when I start thinking, I start doubting. So I just kind of want to keep going. Oh, Kathy's saying she hadn't tried the woody crayon on the jelly plate before and loves it. That's great. I'm really happy to hear that. Water. Oh my god, I'm not going to drink more water. I have to go to the toilet in a minute. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't use wipes on my plate. That's mostly to do with being lazy. Yeah, I did the thing with the white acrylic earlier. And then I just like pulled a white print. That was really funny. It didn't really work. But that was also, it was because of the paper. The paper was too delicate. So let's get some more of the not so delicate paper. And we'll do a little, we'll pull a print again. If I can find my palette knife, there it is. And also, like, as I'm looking around my desk looking for things, I'm like, oh yeah, the pencils. And then I'm like, oh, I want to use the pencils. And I feel like that kind of attitude, like listening to that attitude, I mean, is really important when you're having a creative session. Like, go with what it is that your brain or your heart or whatever you want to call it is telling you. If you think to yourself, ooh, I wonder what if, or oh, I'd like to do this, you know, do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Just do it. Okay, I'm gonna try and pull this one, see what happens. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is a boring print, but let's try the second one, which might be more interesting. So, who here is taking Wanderlust? I want to just take a straw poll. Who is taking it this year, 2023, and who is taking it next year, 2024? Tell me your plans. Ooh, oh, I like it. I like it. Look, this one was very successful. See, because like this was the first one, and then this was the second one. Let's just wait until the noisy traffic is gone. Cool. I like this. Okay, and then this one, I want to do more of the mark making with my woodies. Oh, cool. So many people are doing both. That's great. Awesome. And some of you have already signed up for next year, which is amazing. Your 4th year. Yvonne says this will be our 4th year. That's amazing. Oh, I like this. Oh, I love this so much. Okay. This one's nice too. So the different paper reacts so differently, and also depending on what's already underneath it. But yeah, that's really interesting. That's, yeah, I like figuring that out. Okay, that one's nice. Oh, I hope that if some of you are creating along, that you'll tag me on Instagram if you post on Instagram, like either stories or in your feed. I would love to see. Love to see what you made. Wow, Rachel Angela says it will be her 8th year on Wanderlust. That is amazing. What an endorsement, right? I don't remember. I think 2024 will be my 3rd time on Wanderlust, but it might be my 4th. I don't remember. Somebody who knows me better than myself can correct me. Okay, so oh, I'm gonna try. So I've just put acrylic paint onto the jelly plate, and now I'm gonna just drop a little bit of ink on top and see what happens. Interesting, like an ink blot. Quite like it. Alright, so we got less than 10 minutes to go, so I'm gonna just kind of wrap things up, I guess. Well, no, I'm not gonna wrap things up yet. I will wrap things up in 2 minutes once I have done a bit more mark making. I love how much you can do in such a short period of time. I've got so many, like, I will count what I've got once the stream is over, but I can see just from like looking around my desk here, I have got at least 10, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got at least 15 pieces of collage paper from this session, and also lots of fun discoveries, like the thing about the watercolors, the thing about the different papers reacting differently. Yeah, super exciting and super inspiring. I hope that you have also found this inspiring, both the watching and the listening, but also the creating yourself, because I feel like it's all like a big positive feedback loop, I think, when we're creating together. So let me have a look at what you all are saying. Oh, Delina had not heard of Wanderlust before. Well, welcome to the party. And let's see. Yay, drink. Okay, yes, I will drink now. Especially after all the talking. Yeah, okay, amazing. Okay, yeah, the disaster area. Jennifer is talking about what her desk looks like after being done. Yes, my desk is small and full, and a messy desk is a happy desk, I think, because it shows that you've been doing stuff and being creative. Oh no! Anka, I think, dropped her jelly plate onto her trousers. So I have paint on a lot of my clothes. I'm afraid to say. And okay, Tammy made 13 prints so far, or collage pieces. That's excellent. That's just going to be so exciting to use those in your future work. Let's have a look. Covered in paint, and the desk is like a disaster area, says Beverly. Yep, you know, I'm relating. So thank you all so much for dropping in and for creating together. It's been really fun. Just to before I wrap this up, just to reiterate that obviously Wanderlust 2024 is now available for registration. I know loads of you are already registered, but just in case you are new, just in case you've not done Wanderlust before, or just in case you were just still on the fence, the early bird is available. It's only $99. Once the early bird spots sell out, it will be going up to $175. So it's nearly half price on the early bird rate. So it's a really, really good deal to be able to like be creative together for the whole year. And if you are going to sign up, I really hope you will use my link. It's in the description of this video, and it will give me a little bit of an affiliate contribution, and it supports me and my art and my teaching, and that, you know, I'm really grateful when you guys sign up through my link. So I'm very excited also, by the way, about my lesson on Wanderlust 2024. I'm going to be doing a lesson in which we're going to be painting exclusively with a palette knife. We're going to be doing a portrait with a palette knife and no brushes or anything. It's going to be really amazing. I know it sounds a bit intimidating, but because of that, I think it's going to be really good, because it's going to, you know, imperfection is built in when you're doing something with a medium like, or with a tool like a palette knife. So I'm very excited to kind of lead you all through that session. Can't wait. All right, thank you all so much. I hope you are going to stick around for the next, not stick around, you have to go to a different YouTube video, but like I hope you're going to go to the next stream, which I think is Arlena. I hope I've pronounced that right. Amy, I'm sure, will pop a link into the chat, and also you can find it on the schedule as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, Amy's just saying that there's a payment plan, so that's so you can spread the payment over 3 months. Sorry, I'm going back to the Wanderlust early bird now. Which is really helpful. Really, Awesome. Let's have a look. You're no longer scared of your jelly plate. Yay! I'm really excited about that. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for being here and creating along with me. Let me just quickly do this. See if this works. Yes. So thank you so much for being here, creating along with me, and just for being such amazing supportive people in the chat and helping each other out, and you know, sharing all your tips and tricks. It's been really, really fun. Thank you so much. See you around. Enjoy the rest of Wanderlust Live, and that's it. All right. Enjoy Arlena's stream and the rest of Wanderlust Live, and I will see you soon. And stay creative and use your collage papers, use your jelly plates. Yay. Bye, everyone.